Hey, dear Jackie. Hi, gorgeous. Oh, here we are. Hey, Jade. Ooh, a force of nurture. Who are you? What's your name? I see you around a little bit. Oh my gosh, Chantel is on. Yay. Welcome, everybody. I'm so excited to talk to you. I have put earrings on and my rings on and some illuminator on, but I'm in my nightie and my kimono because Mondays are my creative cocoon, and they're just the most sacred time of the week for me to stay really comfy and cozy and clear and undistracted. I also cleanse on Mondays and fast, so I haven't had any. I just am on water for 24 hours. And I did a workout this morning, but I got back into my nightie, so enjoy these fashion choices. So, how's everyone feeling? What's the vibes? Give me some emojis. I love like emoji communication because I feel like images speak louder than words, you know what I mean? Like emojis are universal, but we all have different relationships to the language we use. So tell me in a string of emojis in the comment box how you are currently feeling. What are the vibes? For me, today is the beginning of the end of Spirited Seeker version 1, even though she's already gone through so many versions. But I have run my business a particular way for 4 years to support me how I have lived, and the launch of my Squarespace course today with the 16 beautiful souls moving through designing their own website with me also kicks off today. So I'm basically June 1, killing Spirited Seeker as she is and starting again, like burning it to the fucking ground, you know? So my emojis would be the fire and the volcano and the tornado. So let me know how you're feeling in the comment box. What are your emojis for what your vibe currently is? Yeah, it's an exciting time. We always kind of have these points in the calendar year where it really alerts us to stop and contemplate where we're at in terms of, you know, what were our visions for this year? What were our intentions? What were our goals? And like, holy shit, it's June. We're halfway through 2020. Am I on track? Am I gonna judge myself for not being where I want to be? You know, so it's really interesting time to kind of tune in to those intentions that you made at the start of the year. And a few of you that are watching, I'm sure that you were with me through my intention setting practices, through the first round of Manifesting Like Magic. You know, I'm really big on making everything intentional as fuck. So it's an opportunity at this time of the year to ground back in and be like, what needs to go? Like, what goal just actually isn't serving me and is a complete borrowed one? What actually needs to stay and be looked at and prioritized, and where can I direct my energy now, because it really is important to me and I'm not showing up in the way that I want to, you know? So I really invite you this week to, I mean, you will naturally over the course of June start to feel into this shock of mid-year that always comes, and we're always shocked even though it's the same thing, you know? It's like when Christmas comes and we're like, oh my god, it's Christmas already. It's like, well, yeah, it's been coming all year. So thank you for sharing your check-ins. And this week we're going to be pulling from the Starseed Oracle. I'm feeling extra celestial today. I watched Interstellar last night with Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway, and holy fuck, I'm just so buzzing on all of these movies I've shared on my stories before, but I'm just so fascinated around you know, these kind of end of world doomsday type movies, because they give us an opportunity to think differently, to get out of our own way. So Interstellar, for those of you that haven't seen it or haven't seen it in a while, I definitely recommend making a night out of it. Put the candles on, put the fairy lights on, it'll take you on a journey. So I did a star bathing meditation from this deck. When you buy this deck, you get a free meditation before bed last night. because of Interstellar, just floating in the stars. And so we're working with this deck. Now, I'm going to make sure that I pop my 2 that are currently in my mesa, my medicine bundle, back in the deck. And for those of you present here, please just begin to take notice of your energy, of your state of being. And if you can, harness all of that mental energy to this deck in my hands, to whatever your relationship to guides, an oracle, your intuition, wherever you receive information from that feels like it's coming from a clearer, non-biased, lighter, high-dimensional space. Put your focus on that now, in you and to this deck. You might even like to have your hands up, whether it's to that like cosmic celestial realm of subtle guidance, or maybe you feel you get your guidance from Mother Earth, so place your hand on the ground. But wherever you receive guidance from, wherever those nuggets drop in, just bring awareness to that place now. It might be a hand on your heart, a hand on your womb, and calling in that clarity now, calling in your version of your oracle, your guides, your connection to spirit, to source, whatever that is for you. You don't have to use my language. And invoking this higher frequency to deliver the message that you most need this week, wherever you're at, whether you're experiencing a lower state of emotion or shit is all good. This message will serve you no matter where you're at. And simply asking and stating, what is it that we most need to know this week? If you'd like a more specific question, ask that now. Really tune into it, perhaps even say it out loud, and direct that energy, that prayer, to the deck in my hands. My question is always at the start of the week, typically, what is the medicine that I need? How can I show up in as most truth and alignment as possible? Okay. So the card that we have pulled for this week is wait. It is not time. Things are being woven. For some of you, I just felt this like deep sense of relief, like a sigh, an exhalation of, oh, thank fuck, I don't need to keep up with momentum or the algorithm or, you know, the pressure of staying relevant or staying hooked into the system that as it currently is. This might be a big sigh of relief for you to wait. Maybe it's an idea that you've had rolling around your head for a while and it's still in that incubation period. And even though everything on the outside is like, go, do it now, now's the time, take your thing, do the thing, get it live, be seen. And your inner compass is like, nah, chill. It's really hard to discern, right? Which is right. Is it my fear? We get into this constant self-coaching space where we're actually coaching ourselves away from our intuition. So whether it is starting a new project, launching something, leaving, staying, a big conversation, what does this image bring up for you? How cosmically electric and like curious is that? I love it. Wait, it is not yet time. Things are being woven. So this is a time card. This is a note to get curious about your relationship with time. I've been thinking about this a lot lately, especially watching Interstellar, where they just like go fucking quantum. But I'm listening to a book by Greg Braden at the moment called The Divine Matrix, and he touches on Newtonian versus Einstein time, which is also described in a book by Gay Hendricks called The Big Leap. Essentially, humans use Newtonian time, which is linear. You know, it's I get from here to here. from Monday to Friday, the 1st to the 31st, you know, AM to PM. And this is using how we move through space to describe time. So like if I was to stand up here and walk across my room, it would take time for me to move through space, right? Does that make sense? Whereas Einstein time is the opposite. This is when we talk about the 4-dimensional and 5-dimensional kind of energies. So what's your relationship with time? If right now you're being intuitively guided to wait and you're stuck in Newtonian time, there's this pressure to like keep up and hustle and grind and get it live, even if we're working from the feminine principle, or we think we are, right? Because we're not really, if we're feeling that pressure. Jade, such a good point, that just because they've lifted restrictions right now, it's okay to still relax and go back when we're ready. Fuck yes, this is an invitation to all of us to get radically honest with how we're participating in the world as it emerges again. So to really create a new world, I talk about this all the time. Cass talks about this all the time, who's on this live as well. It's like, if we're really practicing what we're teaching, what we're sharing, what we're writing about, which is collapsing the world as it is, letting it fucking crumble, because all of these systems are not working for us or sustainable at all, including Newtonian time, because it keeps us bound to this condition that's very 3D. To move to the next dimension, 4D, 5D, to have these experiences, is to relate to time in a different way. And that's what this kind of image brings up for me. If I flip it that way and I'm looking into this like galaxy pool, it just really removes a lot of the untruth around the limits of time for us. I know for me, as soon as I have a deadline, I actually do not thrive. Like I get shit done, but I don't have fun. And to me, the whole point of being human is to exist in a cosmic meat suit to have fun for the fuck of it, right? Otherwise, why would I be here? If we're serious about creating a new earth, we cannot be bound by the limits of time as we have known them. If everything needs to change, healthcare, education, politics, governments, racism, all of these things, then time has to go as well. So if you're being called to wait, to turn inward, to trust that things are being woven, there is a much, much, much bigger plan at play that is so much greater than make sure your next post gets a few likes, keep up with the algorithm. You know, this is all coming from such a lack mentality and a scarcity code, which is being eradicated if we do the work to transcend the limits of human time, Newtonian time, and move more into a spaciousness that Einstein kind of offered in his teachings, in his workings. I'm so glad that this is resonating because fuck, as I'm even saying it, it's not coming, it's coming through me, but I don't even know where it's coming from, right? But I'm just like, yes, I am fascinated with how time limits and puts a cap on our creativity and keeps us stuck working at a minuscule fraction of what we're capable of. If all of the clocks stopped, what would you do then? If literally all of the clocks just halted and stopped working for some magical unknown reason, how would you define time then? Just play with that for a moment. Thanks, Cass. Oh, I'm so glad, Celeste. Yes, so much lack. Fucking oath. And it's not how the feminine works. It might be how the masculine works. It thrives in linear function, but to bring the feminine principle into our world, which is to birth a new paradigm of being, which is a place where it's fucking heaven on earth for everyone, and nobody's starving, nobody is suffering from discrimination. Everyone is, you know, like all of these principles that we've been talking about in the spiritual communities for years and years and years can only manifest when we fucking do it ourselves. So if you are being called to wait, yet you're feeling the pressure from some external force, some like toxic masculine force, to do it, to push on, to hustle, to grind, you are not in alignment with those new earth principles, right? How can you participate actively? Oh, sorry, I got to shift, but not flash you because I'm not wearing undies. How can you participate in bringing a new world order into being if you don't even give yourself the permission to rewrite time, to welcome in a way of being that is rooted in a remembrance of abundance rather than lack and scarcity, which is what we know. Yeah, it's big work. It's really big work because it means that you have to be a rebel against everything that you know. Cass is one of the best of this, so go and follow her at Cass O'Neill. But the message is so clear to me. I'd love to hear what it means for you right now. Just give me like one comment, the few of you that are watching this live and the replay later on YouTube. What is this message immediately, without even thinking about it too hard, bring to you? This imagery, this word, wait, things are being woven. It's not yet time. I would love to hear from you, just to make sure that this is resonating and vibing. And then the actionable, I guess, for this week is redefining your relationship to time. Playing with, because all of like real lasting sustainable transformation happens in contemplation. This is what's with us all the time. Contemplation can only ever happen when we're in our bodies and present. So contemplate your relationship to time. What would it mean for you if all the clocks stopped? How would you measure time then? Because we've all had these experiences of being in flow state where it feels like minutes have passed, but it's been hours because we've been so into a creative project. Or feeling like excited, kind of like speeds up time or slows it down, stretches it, expands it. Like time is not a linear thing, and we know this because we've had the experience of it. Time is created through you. So for this week, your dare from the Oracle is redefining how time is related through you, created through you. Yeah? Thank you. Yes, I knew it would be a sense of relief for some of you. Okay, so give me a thumbs up if you are up for the dare, and I would love to see from you over the course of the week, either if it's on your Instagram stories and you want to share some of these contemplations, or a way that you've dropped into flow state and expanded time, or even just, like how you can structure your week differently according to this new principle. But I want to know from you that you are on board. Give me some love hearts, tap that button, and you will see this replay over on YouTube every single week. So make sure you head on over to subscribe to get the notifications if you can't tune in live on Instagram. I know it's a little bit tricky with the time zone sometimes, but I'm always here midday Mondays, Australian Eastern Standard Time. And stay tuned for the rebirth of Spirited Seeker. She'll be coming at you with a whole new outfit to the world and personality and offerings and services, and I'm so fucking excited. But this card for me, for sure, has given me the permission that I didn't need, but it's what happens, to let things be woven. Hands off the wheel. All right. So much love. Have an amazing rest of your day, Spirited Seekers, and I'll see you again here next week.